today? How has MPTS been for you guys? Show me thumbs. Good, bad, or terrible? Okay, good. Well, hi there, everyone. My name is Emily Bissett. I am a creative 3D evangelist at Adobe, but I'm also a creative technologist. I'm sort of straddling two jobs at the moment. So I'm a technologist because I love working with our future tech and working out how we're going to deploy it to our customers. And I've just finished being an evangelist, which basically means I'm really good at embarrassing myself for the good of the company. And so we might have a bit of that today. Who knows? So today I'm going to show you a couple of things that we've got going on with Adobe Firefly. This is our AI model. I'm going to talk to you more about that in a minute. And my goal for this session is really just to update you on what we have and where we might be going with this, and hopefully give you some practical use cases for it. Sound good? Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm going to kick off with a question. How many of you have been asked to deliver more content across more platforms on the same production budget? Now, whether you're thinking, yeah, that's me, or no, I'm fine, it kind of comes down to this. Production is speeding up and becoming more demanding than ever. And in this new era of highly accessible AI technology, that is only accelerating that. And so there's a lot of hype about AI. This is my 4th trade show in 4 weeks, and I know that for a fact. Everyone's talking about it, especially online as well. But what we find users are really asking us for is practical use cases. You know, how can I actually add this into my workflow? And we've all seen it. We've all had a go with LLMs. We've all tried to prompt an image or a video. And now I want to show you some of the tools that we're working on at Adobe that will help you apply this in a practical way. So I'm going to talk about Adobe Firefly with a very pixelated logo on there. And this is our commercially safe AI model. And what this is more than just an image model. In fact, the first time we kind of brought it out, it was just this image model. But now, it is your full GenAI studio. This is doing images, it's doing videos, it's doing audio, and it's doing design as well. And we actually have over 30 industry-leading partner models inside of Firefly as well. And so this is what I want to talk to you guys about today. Now, before I start, I want to actually explain what Firefly is. Because I wonder if maybe, has anyone tried Adobe Firefly? Yeah? Oh, sick. I'm among friends. Okay, this is good. So Firefly is our commercially safe AI model. We have not and have never trained on customer content. And I think that's really important because this is more than just a want, it's more of a need. When you have an IP that is sensitive, you need a model that you can trust. And so Firefly is trained on licensed content. This is content that's either on Adobe stock, or if we have contributors contributing to this data set, they are always aware, they are consenting, and they are compensated for their contributions as well. It's commercially safe, which we've talked about before, and when using GenAI, even the partner models through our Adobe Firefly platform, they are contractually obligated not to train on customer data. That means if you are using something and you are using our prompting, even with partner models, if it's through Firefly, there will not be training on your data. And that's something that we enforce and make sure that they are contractually obligated to do in order for us to host on our platform. I want to also talk about the Content Authenticity Initiative, or the CAI, which I keep calling the CIA. This is actually talking about content credentials. So Adobe is a founder of this. And this is basically when you create an image or you generate something in the Firefly umbrella, it's actually given almost like a digital nutrition label. And it tells you who created it, where it was created, and how it was created on a very base level. This is something we're actively working on at the moment. You may have already seen it. One place I tend to see it organically is LinkedIn. So sometimes when people post images on LinkedIn, there's a little content credential in the very corner where you can click on it and you can see those credentials of where it's coming from. And I think this is really important, particularly in this new era where there is so much content out there. We're not sure how it's being created. And so this is an initiative that we are actively working with at the moment. So now I want to talk about some of our tools that we're building with Firefly. And the first one has to be Firefly boards. Has anyone used Firefly boards yet? Oh, this is so exciting because now I get to tell you about it. I think I'm literally using it on almost all of my projects. It's kind of like my mothership, where I start off with my creative project and then go into other places. Boards is awesome. So it is a web-based collaborative workspace. And so you, your client, your collaborators, your team can all work in this workspace, kind of like mood boarding. Now, what I'm not showing in that video, because I had to submit this like 3 weeks before, is you can also annotate in there as well, which is really awesome. And what I also want to point out for those of you who might not want to be using Gen AI things, you don't have to use any of the Gen AI tools in it. You can bring in your own images or your own logos or color palettes from your files and keep it all in there for everyone to see. Then, when you want to expand this ideation, you can then start generating images and videos with it. This is a great platform to utilize many different Gen AI models all under one roof. And what I personally like about this platform is when I'm sort of ideating and just throwing ideas out there, I can generate up to 4 things at the same time using a different model, a different prompt, a different reference image, and I can get everything onto that board super quickly. Now, people tend to use this for ideation, but I know creatives that are using it the whole way through their pipeline because they are fully Gen AI creatives. But what I want to point out is here, yes, you can use the commercially safe Firefly models, but if you're in ideation and this isn't going to be public-facing, you also have access to all of our partner models that we host on there, something that I mentioned before, right? And this is totally up to you. So we give you this, and we allow you to make that decision that is appropriate for your own project. And so if you feel like it's appropriate, you can go and use these partner models if you want. Firefly is commercially safe, but we want to give you that access to it. So these are some of the partner models that we're currently hosting on our Firefly platform. And what I will say about this that is really awesome, we know there's lots of models coming out all the time, right? And so it's nice to have one subscription, one platform, one rights agreement, all under one roof. And we are very quick to try and get the latest models out on there. Obviously, we need to figure out the contractually obligated not to train on data before we put it in there. But you can find all of the latest models we've got on there, Kling 3.0, GPT Image 2, Nano Banana 2. We've got 11 labs for some of our audio tools, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And if you're already an Adobe customer, this should feel quite familiar to you, the process of signing things off or subscribing to things, however you deal with Adobe as it is yourself. And hopefully that's a bit trustworthy, because I know that we're coming out with all these new tools from all different businesses, and so it's nice to just have one familiar and hopefully trustworthy as well. And so once you're done in Firefly boards, you can actually send to some of our major Creative Cloud apps, such as Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe Express, Premiere. I know it's called Premiere over here, but I work with the team and they all call it Premiere. Don't make fun of me, okay? And so then you can take over that manual control after you've let that AI run free with all your creativity, right? And this is why I think it's really important. This is my Emily's crystal ball reading. The creatives that will thrive in this next era are not the ones using AI the most. It's the ones who are building the best workflows around AI. And this means creatives that know when to let that AI run free and when to take back that manual control for refinement and for getting those last final touches and really adding that creative eye to it. And we want to build tools that support this. Adobe has historically supported creatives all the way through for about 40 years now, and so we're evolving with the creatives that are using our tools. We already provide industry-leading creative software, so why not build AI tools that work nicely with this and support creatives through this process? So now I want to talk about what we got going on at adobe.firefly.com. Now this is like the homepage of Firefly, and I found doing a lot of these talks that not many people know that. Not many people have really explored it yet, and so I want to show you a couple of things that are out there that maybe you'll find interesting. Maybe you'll use them, maybe you won't, but it's important for you to know about them. So the first one we've got is Firefly Video Editor, and I'm going to show you this not because I think you should all switch from Premiere, because this is much better, but I want to show you that we have a web-based video editor out there in Firefly that is enhanced with Gen AI. And this is great for quick edits. It actually links directly with Firefly boards, so you can bring any generations straight in there. You can even see your old generations in the handy toolbar on the side. And this is great because to do some quick editing, this works perfectly. What you can also do in this editing software is we actually have a quick cut feature. Now, this is in beta at the moment, so do bear with it for a bit, but this should show you where we think we're going to go with it. So a quick cut feature is I find it the most useful when I have long form content and I want to get a base cut down to a short form edit before I then take it and refine it myself manually. This will basically use a text prompt, so I'll keep all the images of Emily on a horse, like in the edit and everything, and cut it down. This is the aspect ratio I want it. Now, is this going to be a final edit? For some people, you may think that looks great. For other people, they may want to refine it a bit more. And so that gives you that control, and it does that kind of hard work to get that base edit going for you before we move on. The next I want to talk about is the Firefly audio tools. Now, these are really cool because a lot of people don't actually know about them, and I find them really fun. The first one we're going to talk about is generate speech. And this is really cool because this means I get to take a break.
Hey, maybe you're making an ad campaign and need a voiceover that's different to what you alone can produce. Well, Firefly now has that covered for you.
Navigate to Generate Speech on the Firefly homepage and start inputting your text.
Choose a voice and speed, then generate. Again, you can choose between using a Firefly model or our 11 Labs partner model.
Pretty cool, right? Back to you, Emily.
Thank you very much. And so that's on there for if you've got and I think that's great for any kind of freelancers, small studios. I speak to a lot of students as well. I remember as a student, as a 3D artist student, I used to make all these fun videos, and if I wanted a very manly voice in it, I can't do that myself. And so this is cool to just add that kind of voiceover to it. The next thing I want to talk about is generate music. Now, again, I don't expect you to use it in all of your projects, but I want you to know it's there as kind of a base to start off from. So again, on the Firefly homepage, we can add in our prompts and everything. I really like the UI of this one as well. You can add a vibe, a style, tempo, speed, duration, and it's going to give you 4 options. I think this was a cinematic commercial or something. You get the idea, right? And so even if you're taking that and then sort of leveling it up, adding stuff onto it, it gives you that nice base, yeah? And so the next thing I want to show you is generate sound effects, and this is a voice-driven thing. And this is really exciting for me because if I haven't embarrassed myself already, I'm definitely going to do it here. So again, Firefly homepage, we come on to text to sound effects. Now this is in here, I can type in a text. I wanted a ship's foghorn because I'm from Portsmouth, we need that. And what you can do is use your voice to drive the timing of this sound effect. Like that. Let's have it again. Right? But we can do better than that. We can generate onto this, but use that as the timing. So we'll generate that. Again, it's going to give us 4 options. I hope you can hear that. Pretty cool, right? And so the next one, I'm going to just talk about a little bit of what's to come. And when I made these slides, this was like over a month ago, and of course we're moving very, very fast. So this is actually available to you in beta, I believe, or at least it will be rolling out to public as we speak. And so this is what's to come.
Are you ready for it? 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 Tell me, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Tell me, are you ready for it? Boom, shakalaka, tell me, are you ready for it?
And that was Firefly AI Assistant. So this is a conversational interface that is basically like your creative assistant. This will sit across all of our Adobe CC apps. It might not have rolled out to all of them yet, but you can see in this example here, we've started off with a sketch, we've then made it into a vector, and then we've added it to mockups. And this is all happening in one conversation between us and Adobe Firefly AI Assistant, and we can then show it as a mockup, as an idea or something. And this is just the beginning of it. Again, this is a beta feature, and so you can kind of tell where we want to go with that afterwards. So I'm going to just sort of close on this. So AI is handling the possibility. We're handling the decision. You've always been the one that is with the taste, with the artistic eye. AI is just giving you all of these options, and then you are going to be picking them for it. And this is why we're building tools that seamlessly allow you to jump between AI features and then into this manual refinement to it. And I think that's very important. What's changed is the speed at which you can explore possibilities, generate a first rough cut or a version voiceover before you've committed to anything. The decisions are still yours. AI just gets you there a little bit faster. And so that's it. I'm going to round up. Thank you very much for listening. I'm 3Bisset on all major social platforms. You can follow a QR code there for more wittering about Adobe, AI, or 3D. I like to talk about that too. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. If you have any questions, I'll stick around for a bit. But thank you very much, everyone.